problems in class again. But today we want to look at these notes, which is the limits of piecewise functions. So yesterday we were able to examine evaluating limits. Hopefully you did well with that, but now we have the piecewise functions. So what I want to do is I want to be able to sketch this graph and then identify, in this case, these 8 limits. So I have the graph of 3. What does that look like? Yep. And so I'm just going to sketch 3. I'm going to sketch 1, and I'm going to sketch x squared plus 2. And I'm going to erase those and put them in a better form for my piecewise function. Oh. Everybody okay with that as my general shape that I'm going for?
Yeah.
Excellent. So let's get rid of them and let's figure out our start points and end points. So here it looks like it ends at -1. And if I plug -1 in the function, I get 3. So at -1, +3, I have my open circle and I trail off in this direction. The next one is a graph of 1 when x is just equal to -1. So that's just a point. Everybody see that that's just a point? So 1, or -1, +1. So it goes right here. And then the next one is x squared plus 2. If I plug in -1 in that situation, I get 3, and I get an open circle. I've already got that plotted right here. Now I come down and I pop back up. So the more difficult thing I think for a lot of people is sketching the graph. Now it should be easy to identify the limits. See if you can identify these 8 values right now. Go ahead, go. Over 20 more seconds, we'll go over those limits. Okay, x approaches -1 from the left, you should have a value of 3. -1 from the right, you should have a value of 3. Therefore, the limit does exist. It is equal to 3. But if you actually evaluate the function at -1, it's not 3. The function value is just +1. The limit as x goes to 0 from the left is 2. From the right is 2. The limit as a whole is 2. And the function value is 2. Very good. Okay, one more example, and then you guys can start working on the assignment. Just piecewise functions, I give this one day because these are usually a bit more challenging for everybody. See if you just do a light sketch of these 4. See if you can remember. Light sketch.
Okay.
It's the general shape, so you can come up with them.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly. We haven't even know each other. Are you ready for the anatomy test?
No, Haley.
What all did you study?
I did study, but I just...
Like, what all did you
Were you
study?
really interviewing this morning?
No.
He told me you were.
I thought you were.
Why would I be in the anatomy room?
Whatever that thing is.
I know.
I was at an NHS meeting for officers. Planning some top secret stuff.
Like what? Tell me.
Can't tell you.
I don't.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
Wow, you just called me Weather Boy.
I know. I guess I'm kind of.
Jacob's dangerous.
Yeah.
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 Guys, it's a little L.
That's the way I thought, yeah. It'd go up with me.
Give me another
I
minute.
don't remember the extra.
Try to sketch something. Give me another minute. Get something down.
Huh? Oh, the log? The
Log
log?
is like,
It's like, so the exponential's like this, and then the gap is like that.
What?
Oh, wait, oh, I'm confused now.
I'm not yet into it. Actually, great if you could see that. Fully.
there's a lot.
Okay, e to the x should look like that. 1 minus x squared should look like that. The graph of 2 looks like that. And negative 1 plus log of x. It's shifted down 1 unit, so you should be something about like that.
Bit confusing.
How's that? Why is it to the right?
As we consider the graph of the logarithm, I just want to bring you back to this piece. Do you agree that e to the x looks like this?
Yeah.
So a logarithmic graph is reflected over the line y equals x.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Better?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go through and piece this together to get a better graph of our piecewise functions by finding some endpoints. If I plug in 0, I get 1. Excuse me, smoker's cough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I get.
Relatable.
Very good with that? Now I have 1 minus x squared. It goes through 2 points. If I plug in 0, I get 1. And if I plug in 1, I get 0. It looks like a closed circle exists here. And then an open circle exists there. So that's my small little graph of that segment of the parabola. You good with that?
Yeah.
This is simply a coordinate. It is the coordinate 1, 2. So I have a coordinate of 1, 2. And finally, I have an x value of 1. When you plug in 1, does anybody know what the log of 1 is?
Oh, gosh.
Okay, this is where you draw this information because it could come back up in the future. E to the x goes through the coordinate 0, 1, right?
Yeah.
Because e to the 0 is 1. Log of x goes through 1, 0 because the log of 1 is 0.
Okay.
See that?
Yeah.
So let's try again. The log of 1 is 0 minus 1 is negative 1. So we have the coordinate 1, negative 1. It is an open circle and it heads off like such. That's my graph. Now please go ahead and identify the 8 that are there. Take about a minute.
I'm so tired. What are you saying? Oh. Cute.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Limit as x approaches 0 from the left is 1. 0 from the right is 1. Limit as x approaches 0 is 1. And f of 0 is 1. You can see that they are all four the same. As x approaches 1 from the left is 0. 1 from the right is negative 1. The limit as x approaches 1 does not exist. Go Mean Girls. And f of 1 is 2. Notice that all four of these are different. Okay? So I think part of what's important for students to understand as they get ready for the test is understanding these different types of scenarios. All the same, all the same. Here you got one that's different. Here you've got four that's different. Be ready for that. When I give you a graph like this on the test, I want you to determine the limits. Those are supposed to be pretty straightforward points. Let's not get those wrong. We good?
Yeah.
That's your last lesson. you have until 10:01 to kind of work through this. If you open up your assignment page, your homework, I just want to be clear about what you're being asked to do here. Okay? The graph is already drawn for you on the first four. So you don't have to draw the graph of the first four, just evaluate the limit, that's it. Whereas on the back side, I have two graphs for you to draw and produce the limits, okay? So the front part should take you, 20 seconds, minute to just find those limits, and that should be it. You guys want those study guides?
Yes.
Okay? Just to let you know, on Wednesday, I will definitely give you time to work in class. Tuesday, I'll give you some time, but there is a small activity that we want to do, kind of like we just did, to make sure that people understand some of these other concepts.